How do addictions differ from what they were 30 years ago? The pattern of addiction remains the same to what it was 30 years ago. But the drugs which are being produced in the laboratories, where people can make a vast amount of money, so this can have a very potent effect on the brain and secondarily on the mind. And of course those drugs are also cut up with all sorts of things which can have other effects and cause deaths. So the current ice epidemic in Australia is very serious, particularly in the rural communities. And the side effect of the ice addiction is the release of a lot of anger and paranoid behaviour. And this is having devastating effects on emergency staff in the hospitals, in the emergency parts of hospitals, and having devastating effects on the general community, where innocent people are suddenly finding themselves being bashed up for reasons they've got no idea why, but because this particular person is on ice and they've got developed a paranoia that that particular person is going to attack them. So the drugs are becoming so potent that they are triggering mental illnesses in a way that is worse, I think, than they were before. Heroin itself is relatively minor, although people think it's a very bad drug. It's really relatively minor in terms of its addiction ability. But the ice seems to be much, much worse. The worst drug to create addiction is nicotine, a legal drug. Doesn't have a lot of cultural effects other than the secondary effect of smoking, but it is the most addictive drugs, and I can pretty certainly say that the tobacco manufacturers are putting in substances which enhance the effect of nicotine because they want to sell cigarettes.